This is not a Stratocaster. I've never owned a real Strat. I've only ever owned this one, which is, I believe, a 90s ripoff by a brand called Arbor, however you pronounce that. This thing's pretty good. In terms of knockoffs, this is probably one of the best ones I've ever played. It plays good, it sounds great. The only problem is, it's not really what I look for in a Stratocaster, mainly in the looks. It doesn't look bad, but it's not what I like in a Stratocaster. While the quilt top and the perloid pickguard are great and cool and all, it's not really what I think of when I think of Stratocaster. And as I might have said, this was my first guitar. This was the guitar that I learned on before I even had an amp. I was just playing this thing acoustically, and I got it. I was actually at my grandma's, staying over the weekend or something, and I was snooping around, and I went to the back porch, and I saw a really dusty gig bag in the corner. So, you know, I opened it and saw this guitar, and I immediately knew that I wanted it, and I wanted to learn on it. So I asked my grandma if I could learn on it, and she let me have it, and that's really what kicked off my journey into guitar. But the time has come for me to get an actual Stratocaster, a guitar that says Stratocaster on the headstock, one that looks like a Stratocaster should look in my mind. So I think it's time to open some boxes. This is a Squier Classic Vibe 50s Stratocaster. When I think of a Strat, this is what I think of. The 3 single coils, maple neck, sunburst Stratocaster. To me, it does not get more Stratocaster than this. Obviously, besides the Squier on the headstock. But we're not talking about that, okay? First impressions are, this thing looks beautiful. Outstanding. The back of the neck, you can't really see it in the video, but it has very deep flame figuring, and it is so beautiful. And also, you can tell that they did not use a veneer on this guitar. The top is just the plain wood, and it looks amazing. The only downside to the top is that you can very clearly tell that it's a 3-piece top, but it doesn't really detract from the beauty that much. There is only one thing about this guitar that I do not like, and that's probably why I got it at such a good price. This guitar is incredibly heavy. It is heavier than any guitar I have ever owned, including Les Pauls. I haven't weighed it yet, but I believe it is somewhere between 9 and 12 pounds. It's heavy. This thing does need a little bit of work before it starts playing perfectly, mainly with the frets. I think the frets need a slight level, not too much, and still completely playable the way it is. But on a few notes, it did buzz out just a tiny bit. And the action on this thing is not low by any means. I mean, it's not high. Like, it's low enough that I can play fast and it's low enough to be comfortable, but it's not low. So there's probably some issues with the fret heights, but nothing, too bad. If this was my first guitar, I would be completely happy with it, and I probably wouldn't even notice that's there. On the other hand, the frets on this thing do feel really weird to me because I've never owned a guitar with such big frets on it. But after playing it for a little while and getting used to it and getting familiar with it, I've come to the realization that this isn't abnormal. This is what a Strat should feel like. This is the Strat feel. The big frets with the medium thin 60s 50s style neck. That is the Strat feel. And my first Strat had really thin frets and an unbelievably thin neck. But after getting familiar with this one, this is definitely what a Strat should feel like. And I'm definitely coming around to it, and I'm definitely enjoying it a lot more. That said, in the future, I may swap the pickups out for some Seymour Duncans or something, because honestly, these pickups, they don't sound bad, but they could sound better. By far, the biggest feature of this guitar is the looks of it. It's a looker. It makes you turn your head, But at the same time, it really provides that very vintage Stratocaster feel. And with all that said, this is a great guitar, and I would absolutely recommend you buy it if you find it. I'd say for anything under 400, this is a steal, and you should absolutely buy it. Also, in the future, I may relic this guitar. So if you guys want a video on that, I would happily oblige. Just let me know in the comments and I will record it. But anyways, guys, that's been this video. I hope you liked it. It wasn't as long as most of my videos are going to be. I really hope you guys liked it. If you did, subscribe to the channel, all that stuff. I put a ton of work into these videos, and I very much intend to keep making them and keep providing you guys with content. So if you like it, drop some support. I'd really appreciate that. But with that said, see you guys next time.